What's up YouTube? Welcome to SparksProductions, and before I start this video, I just want to say that this is not a paid endorsement. These are just my initial opinions based on what I've seen so far. Alright, now that that's out of the way, let's get into the video. It has been a crazy couple of weeks for the drone industry. On September 19th, GoPro unveiled the highly anticipated Karma, which is their first dip into the drone industry. On the other hand, DJI, which is a respected and established drone company already, just released their newest project, Mavic. So this presents some questions and it leaves a lot of people asking, which should I buy, the GoPro Karma or the DJI Mavic? And that's what I'm here to answer today. First of all, I want to go over the general differences and similarities of the two drones, and then I'll get into the specifics after. Both of these devices are going to be highly sought after, mostly because of their portability. Until now, most drones capable of high quality footage have been cumbersome and difficult to carry, but with the release of these two new drones, that's no longer the case. On the Karma, the GoPro must be mounted to the front of the drone rather than underneath the quadcopter, and this is nice because it makes this drone substantially slimmer than pretty much any other drone on the market today. It also makes it much more difficult for the propellers to get in the video, which is a nice touch. The arms fold in so that the Karma can easily be put in the backpack provided by GoPro, or really any other bag. Having a drone that can be transported so easily really excited people, until the Mavic came out. Mavic, if it really is what it appears to be, is nothing short of incredible. It folds into an amazingly portable size, coming in at 3¼ inches by about 8 inches. That is amazing. We're talking about a drone that can fit into the palm of your hand while still keeping all of the power of the DJI Phantom 4, or so they say. On the other hand, Karma comes in at 8.8 by 14.3 inches. So you can see that the Mavic is substantially smaller, although Karma is still very portable. Okay, let's go ahead and get into some specs. The Mavic has a maximum flight time of 27 minutes, while the Karma has a maximum flight time of about 20 minutes. The maximum speeds of the two drones are pretty comparable, with the Karma coming in at 35 miles per hour and the Mavic coming in at 40 miles per hour. Now the maximum flight distance, that is the distance that the drone can fly away from the controller, is really where the Mavic pulled ahead. The Mavic can go an astonishing 8 miles from the controller, while the Karma can only go about 0.6 miles. Of course, if you don't plan on flying a drone that far, then this shouldn't be a problem for you if you're getting the Karma. But if you do want to fly a drone much farther away from the controller, then the Mavic is definitely the option for you. Now let's talk about the controller, because both drones have a little bit of a different situation when it comes to the controller. The Karma comes with a foldable controller that has a built-in screen, and this is really beneficial for a lot of people because a lot of people don't want to use their smartphones as their monitor while they're controlling their drone. For the Mavic, the pilot has two options. Either they can fly the drone from their smartphone using the DJI app, or they can buy a separate controller that connects to their smartphone. Either way, for the Mavic, you do have to use your smartphone. Here's where it gets a little bit interesting. The camera. The Mavic comes with a built-in camera that can shoot up to 4K at 30 frames per second and also can shoot 1080p at 96 frames per second. So if you want to get slow motion, that's really nice. Once again, even in this tiny package, DJI proves that its built-in cameras rival almost any camera on the market. Now, Karma's camera situation is a little bit different. You do have to buy a GoPro with the drone because it doesn't come with a built-in camera. It's compatible with the brand new Hero 5, the Hero Session 5, and the Hero 4, so if you already have a Hero 4, you don't have to worry about buying another camera. But if you don't, then you do have to buy another GoPro with it, and that just adds another couple $100 onto the price. The trade-off is that these are great cameras, and even just a little bit better than the DJI camera. The GoPro Hero 5 shoots in 4K at 30 frames per second, and it shoots at 1080p at 120 frames per second, so you do get a little bit better frame rate with the GoPro Hero 5 if you decide to go that route. However, buying a separate camera can be a little bit off-putting for some people, and that's where the DJI Mavic has an edge. Now here's where GoPro sets itself apart a little bit. They've been marketing Karma as more than a drone, and that's exactly what it is. The cool thing about Karma is that the gimbal can actually be removed from the front of the drone and placed onto what they call the Karma grip. This is an excellent feature because it allows users to have a handheld stabilizer that can be mounted to any existing GoPro mount and give them really stable footage wherever they go. This is GoPro's way of killing two birds with one stone, because videographers can easily carry a 4K camera with a stabilizer and a drone all in one bag. I know that the big question on everybody's mind is the price, and surprisingly, the prices are pretty comparable and not outrageously expensive, relatively speaking. The GoPro Karma costs $799 without the GoPro. So price is going to vary depending on what camera you get, but I do know that they're going to offer a package where you can get the Hero 5 as well as the drone for $1,100. Mavic is about the same price. The drone is $799 without the new controller, which is fine. You can fly the drone using the virtual joysticks on your smartphone using the DJI app, but I know a lot of pilots really want real joysticks and a real controller to work with, so if you buy it with the controller, it's going to be $999. So the big question is one of these drones eons better than the other? And from what I've seen so far, the answer is no. When you're trying to decide between these two, you really have to look at what you're going to be doing with the drone. If all you want is a drone, then I would say that the DJI Mavic is definitely the obvious choice. On the other hand, if you want a very efficient drone with an awesome stabilizer and you're willing to sacrifice some of that portability and range, I would definitely look into the Karma. At the end of the day, it looks like both of these devices have a lot to offer, so you really can't go wrong. It really is just going to depend on your personal preference and what you want to do with the drone itself. Alright guys, that's about all I have to say on that subject, so thank you so much for watching, and make sure you comment down below and tell me what drone you're planning on getting, because I'm actually really interested to see what you guys think. Also, I have a short film that's coming out in November, so make sure you check the trailer out. The link is going to be in the description, and if you want to hear about my film festival experiences, make sure you follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Links are also both in the description. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already, and thank you so much again for watching.